Welcome to the Preschool All Star Podcast. I'm your host, Sharice Ellison, and with me today, I have one of our Preschool All Stars, Shelly Evie. Hello, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, what was your life like before you found Preschool All Stars, and what were some of the things that you were struggling with?
So I still am working at the hospital, but I was full-time back then. So I'm an electrophysiology tech at the hospital. And so it's 40 hours a week, 4 10s. I'm away from my kids. I have 5 kids total. Two are teenagers. One of them is out of the home, but three littles. So my
Okay.
son was in preschool, and then I have twin girls that were three. So uh, I was away from them for so much of the day. And that's really what sparked it, was like thinking, I'm ready to come. My husband stayed at home with the kids. So
Oh,
I was
nice.
like, I'm ready to switch roles. I'm ready to be at home with my kids and really start, because they're at an age now, at that point, they were at an age where they were absolutely soaking everything in. And like, we are a faith-based home. And I'm like, if we're not sharing our faith with them and if we aren't instilling these values, then they aren't going to get it. And this is, I feel like, personally, like 3 to 5 is a very perfect age
Yes.
to really start instilling those values. And we just weren't in a position where, with me being gone so long and my husband not as strong in his faith at the time, it was just really too hard to do that. And so we just tried to brainstorm some ideas, like, how can I come back home and stay with the kids and then you go out and work, or what does that look like and how are we going to do that?
Right.
So I was just at a point of transition, like thinking of transition, ready for something to change and ready to come home and be with my kids. And that's ironically, God
He
ordained.
hears, right? And then it just magically
Right,
appears on
sounds
Facebook.
silly. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. Wow. Yeah, I know that the Facebook hears, because you can just have a conversation and it automatically just appears out of nowhere. Like, oh,
Oh, I know. I mean,
oh.
I think that's what happened, but I do think that it happened for a reason, for sure.
Right? Exactly. Okay, so once you found Preschool All Stars, why did you decide to join?
Well, this is so funny because I recently, within the last year, was diagnosed with ADHD. And then, like, so I've kind of been on this like roller coaster and struggling with that diagnosis and trying to figure out how that has affected me, my past life, and how it's affecting me now and all this. And it makes so much sense back in high school. And truly, this is why I tell you that, is because I can't read a book to save my life. I
Right?
cannot finish a book, period, amen. And so I got Joy's book. I just, I clicked it, I got the book right away. That is the first book I've finished in probably 20 years.
Oh, wow.
From front to cover, or from cover to cover. I was like, this has got to mean something too. The fact that I finished this book, and I mean, I think it took like a week. Like it would, it didn't even take that long for
Right.
me. And so I read the book and I just thought, well, I could do so. This is before we did started, what is that, the 2 week challenge or whatever?
Oh, the 7 day challenge.
Or yeah. So before I joined Preschool All Stars, right? And I read the book, and then right, like the next maybe week or so was when it was going to start. And Joy was so good about starting stuff a little bit early, so you could kind of dive in a little bit here and there. And it wasn't even really a thought. Like, I still just was like, I'm going to go through the motions, which is so much of my life. Go through the motions, try to just follow along, see what it has to offer. Was not jumping in. I was very lukewarm, just a toe in the water. And I um I told my husband, I was like, I'm gonna do this 2 week thing and just see where it goes. Like, I'm not signing up for anything. I'm not jumping into anything, like whatever, we'll just see how it works. And so I started there, and she walks you through, so well. But I mean, it's a lot. It was,
Yes.
every night we had a Zoom, and every
Yes.
day was a thing. and it wasn't, they were not hard challenges, but me trying to do them while I was at the hospital at work, or
Mm.
finding time. And then of course at that time also my kids were so little and they just did need me still so much. So I wanted to do this because I wanted more time with my children, right? But then those first 2 weeks are really full, and I was like, sorry honey, you have to watch the kids, sorry honey, you have to watch the kids, and I just didn't have a lot of time. So that kind of, but I jumped in as much as said I wasn't going to. I jumped in, I did all the challenges, I posted the things that Joy told us to post, and next thing you know, I had 5 or 6 or 7 students signed up. And
Wow.
wait a second, I just did all of that pretty much mindlessly, not really thinking about the
Like, wait, now I have to teach. Wait, what's
yeah,
going on?
I was like, I told my husband, I said, I am so sorry, but we are like in this. I have paying customers. I have customers that have paid their dues for
Mhm.
January. This was in October. And I'm like, so I mean, I don't know. It just kind of just all happened, right? Like all of a sudden I posted my founding family script and bam, I had like 5 or 7 students right then, people messaging me all the time. And I just thought, okay, we're doing this. We're moving forward. I have paying customers now.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
A ride for sure.
Okay, so now you have these children. So tell us a little bit about your preschool that you've created.
Yeah. So it's a faith-based preschool. It's called Blessed Beginnings Preschool. And I mean, I literally just followed Joy to a T. I got preschool in a box right away so that I could have the curriculum and the documents and the forms and all this stuff. And my husband actually so thankfully set up the classroom because I, with my ADHD, could not figure out where I was going to put things and how I was
Mhm.
going to arrange the room. And so one day I got home from work at the hospital and he goes, and he like had it all set up, and I just started crying. I was like, thank you so much for doing this. And he said, well, I didn't put the posters up because I didn't know, I figured you'd want to do that. And I was like, I literally can't. I don't know where they go. Can you please do it? The next day I came home and all the posters were up. So our preschool was set and ready to go. So anyways, though, yeah, it's a faith-based preschool. I do the same. I'm going to change it up this year, but for my first year, I did exactly how Joy wanted us to do it, as far as morning class, afternoon class, and then in the days of the week in that.
Uh-huh.
I was able to do 2 days. I have 2 days off a week from work. So I just do the 2-day classes
Yeah.
right now. And then I'm hoping to get more, as soon as I get more students in that, we'll be able to go bigger and
Nice.
quit my job for real.
Right? Oh, that's exciting. And so you just started this year?
I started in January. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, awesome. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
so so what is your envision of your preschool? So you started as faith-based, and so you plan on doing it full time? Do you like Monday through Friday and Monday mornings and afternoons? And
Wait, I struggle a little bit because I'm in Montana, and so there's really no governing body. There's no guidelines necessarily. I did have to get a in-home occupation license, like
Mhm.
just an in-home business. But as far as the number of students, it's pretty lax, and there's different things. So I I debate on giving up the hospital full time and doing the preschool full time. And I've struggled with this so hard, and I just pray about it. I just keep praying and praying and praying. And even so over the summer, I thought we'll do summer camps, but we ended up not doing summer camps. I had my mom got really sick, and I just thought I want to be available for her at,
Right.
and so we didn't do that. But now things are better with mom and I'm home more, and I'm wondering, I'm like kicking myself thinking I could have done some summer camps and stuff like that. But then I just toggle back and forth. And I think it's just I'm just so scared of the unknown. And so
Mhm.
I'm afraid to really, again, I still feel like I'm just holding myself back. Like I'm not all in. I still feel lukewarm, even though we had a very great, I ended up with 11 students.
Oh, nice.
Students, I graduated in the middle of the year, one dropped, and then the very next week, one joined. And so, I mean, it was just such a blessing. And so 11 students we started with in January, and I graduated them in May. And so I mean, to me, I feel like, well, I definitely could have had more, but that is a successful preschool. That was me
Yes.
doing this business and starting it and being successful. And
Yes.
so I have to like praise myself for that, but I can be
Exactly.
really hard on myself. And then I also am constantly wondering, do I go full in? What happens if I go full in and I can't pay the bills? Da 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 da. All this stuff, right? That just comes flooding in. And so for now, I've got the 2 days a week and we're making that work. And I'm going to see if we can increase our students and to have those full days. And then if we can do full days, like increase that full days, then I can try to go longer, do 3 days a week instead of 2 days a week. We'll just see. And I'm okay moving slowly. And so that's kind of where I'm at. Ultimately, I think it would be really nice to be able to maybe do 4 days a week. And
Yeah.
then so have 3-day weekends every weekend.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh,
There's some people that do that, that do the 4 day week versus the 5 day week. So it's doable.
yeah.
Wow. That's exciting though. And you
Yes.
got to feel the fear and do it anyways, Shelly.
Oh, I know, girl. Gosh, I just struggle. That's one of the things I struggle with the hardest.
Right. Okay. So how is life better now that you've joined Preschool All Stars?
Um, well, so anytime, well, for one, Preschool All Stars walks you through the 30-day challenge, right? So
Hmm.
I was even thinking, because I'm like, yeah, I think my renewal is coming up. And if I miss it or if I don't renew, then do I not get the 30-day challenge? I don't think so. So the thing is, though, anytime I have had a struggle, I have just posted in the group and people are just always there immediately, almost immediately. Like I could post and then, 5 minutes later, come back and have some sort of reassuring conversation, right? And it's like, it's just your tribe, basically.
Right.
Like I don't have a
Hmm.
tribe here in my town that I can call up and say, oh man, how's your preschool going? Right? Because there's just it's competition. But when you've
Right.
got a group of ladies that are all doing the same thing with the same program, and we all are not competing for each other's business, right? Because we're in different towns and states, then it's so loving and so like um, cohesive, I feel like.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I agree. I've made some best friends becoming in a Preschool All Stars that I've actually seen in real life and gone visit and gone on vacations with.
And I will say that once I finally got my business up and running and the website up and running, I kind of put Preschool All Stars on the back burner. But I always have this like yearning to be like, I need to get back in there. I need to get back on my 30-day challenge. I need to get back in with the group because when I am far away, I feel disconnected. I feel
Right.
so alone. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I have imposter syndrome like crazy. And so then I get back in when I'm having kind of those thoughts and feelings. I get back in and I just start reading posts and I just start going through posts and liking posts and stuff like that. And it's just like, man, I'm back. I'm back home.
Right.
Feel like I'm not the only one struggling with this, right?
Awesome. Oh. Okay. If someone was on the fence about joining Preschool All Stars, what would you say to her?
I would say if you're serious about this business, if you are ready to do it and are very serious about it, you need that community. You absolutely need that community to really walk alongside you, help you, guide you. Um, and even if you aren't 100% in, but you really want to do, like you want to find ways to do it. This is the perfect community to do it in because you have so much support and so many ideas and so many women that have been already running their business for so many years. And like I just started, right? So I'm in the still very early on, but you have ladies that are coming in very early. And then I know it's not a competition by any means, but when you're seeing other people kind of really come up, it's like that for me puts a fire under my booty. And I'm like, okay, if they're doing it and they started after me, I need to get a move on it. Right? Like I have to do this. So that's where for me personally, I do put myself against people and I'm like, okay, where am I at? Or am I ready to make it? And that's kind of my personality, and I feel like I need that. I honestly am the type of person that is, I could not do this on my own. I
Right.
wouldn't have been able to start this business. Even if I only joined for a month or 2 months and got everything running, like I
Mhm.
could not be where I'm at without being able in 1 second to flip to this page and ask a question, or, message somebody. Like, there's just too much support for it.
Right. No, I totally agree.
Um,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
yeah.
To learn more and to join Preschool All Stars, go to preschoolallstars.com. Thanks again, Shelly. It was nice having you today on our podcast.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.